Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Carolyn. This is going to be my Shop My Stash for eyeshadow palettes for April. So if that sounds interesting to you, then just keep on watching. I filmed a short doing this eyeshadow look and I will have that linked in the description box in case you're interested. For this video, I will be following my usual format for my Shop My Stash and have timestamps in the description box so you can skip around, but I'm going to start off showing the eyeshadow palettes that I ended up using in March and show you the looks that I did with those palettes, and then I will take you into my current Shop My Stash drawer and pull out palettes that I want to put back into my regular collection, and then go through my eyeshadow palettes to see which palettes I want to bring in to my Shop My Stash drawer. Okay, so starting off with the palette I used for this eyeshadow look is the Sigma Little Mermaid. This is new to me. I did a get ready with me using this palette, and this is what the inside looks like. This is my favorite formula from the Disney, the Sigma Disney palettes so far. This is my favorite one that they've done. The mattes are the best quality in my opinion out of all of the other Sigma palettes that I've tried, which have only been the Disney ones, but these ones I didn't have issues with. The previous ones I personally struggled with the mattes, but these mattes I didn't struggle with. And I also like the shimmers better. They're more interesting. The other ones I feel like are just straight up regular shimmers, but these are duochromes and more and multi-chromes and a little bit more special. So I'll just swatch a few. That one. So I like that about this palette. That's what they look like swatched out. So yeah, I think this is a fun palette. I've only done a couple looks with this palette, but so far I really enjoyed it. I used the Sugar Drizzle Mojito palette. I stuck my finger. I was swatching to see what shade I wanted to use, and I pressed in this shimmer and it kind of exploded. These are really fragile, I guess. So it got into this yellow shade. I pressed it down, so they are very fragile, but they can just be moved around easily in general. Like I could easily press my finger in and touch the bottom of the pan, which I did without even trying to. So anyway, that's why this pan looks like this. But I do really enjoy this palette. I really enjoyed the Sugar Drizzle shimmer formula, and I've used this palette a few times, and each time I've used it I really liked the look I did, and it's been easy to work with each time. So yeah, I really like this palette. I also did a look using the Unearthly Cosmetics Unearthly Cosmetics Strawberry Milkshake palette. And this one, I like the mattes, and I think the color story is cute. I feel like the shimmers are just basic. I got it for the packaging. I really like the packaging, but overall I enjoy this palette, but it's not really anything super special as far as formula. The Ace Beauté Paletopoly is another one I used. This is such a fun palette. I always have fun trying to put a look together with this palette. There's just so many fun ways you could go with this palette as far as colors go, and it's one of my favorites. I think it's just such a fun palette, so I did a look with this one. The Sugar Drizzle Monster Party. This has been in the last several of my Shop My Stash videos. I've used this a lot since I've gotten it, and I will continue to use it. I love this palette. This shimmer formula from Sugar Drizzle is so good. It's really one of my favorites. So my favorite shimmer formulas. So I will probably have this in my April Shop My Stash. I just love this palette so much, particularly this Party Time shade because it's a hollow chrome and it's the only hollow chrome I have in my collection. So I think it's just so fun to pull this out. It's not picking up super well on my camera, on my phone camera, but you can kind of see. Yeah, so I think that's so cool, and I just love having that hollow chrome in my collection. So yeah, I think I might even just always have this in my Shop My Stash, honestly. The Odin's Eye and Angelic Unique Fist Hella palette. This was my favorite palette in my collection for so long. I hadn't used it in a while, but I used it in March and I still really enjoy it. I didn't notice any difference in formula or anything like that because I feel like this came out a while ago. I don't exactly know when, but I've had it for a bit, and yeah, I know a lot of people have hard pan with Odin's Eye, but I never use my finger to pick up shimmers with Odin's Eye because of that reason, and I'm pretty particular about when I use my fingers for shimmers. I try to only use my fingers when it's a putty formula that's difficult to pick up with a brush, but most of the time I use a brush to pick up shimmers and I don't have issues with hard pan. So anyway, still one of my favorites. I did a look with my tried and true Jackie Aina palette from ABH. One of my favorite palettes. This is just a go-to palette for me if I don't want to fuss with a new formula. I just need something that looks good and will last all day. This is my palette for that. So yeah, this is one that I do always have in my Shop My Stash because of that reason. I know I can count on it. And then lastly, I used the Nomad Tokyo Harajuku palette. Cute packaging. I got it for the packaging. But I do really enjoy the colors in this palette. Sorry, I'm putting the looks there. This is a fun pastel palette, and I do like that you get this gray here because it does work to deepen it up. I still haven't used every shade in this palette, but I have enjoyed it each time I used it, so I'll probably have it in again for April. But yeah, I think this is a perfect spring palette, so yeah, I'll have it in for April as well. Oh, I also used a couple times my Adept Heather Austin palette with the Danessa Myricks Groundwork palette. I will often, if I'm in a rush or something, just use a shadow from here, like a crease shade from here, and then use a shimmer from this palette. I always have these palettes handy for that reason. Another tried and true palette. Love the shimmer formula. Never disappointed when I do a look with this palette. So I did a couple different looks using these two palettes. So those are all of the eyeshadow palettes that I used in March. So now I will take you down to my current Shop My Stash drawer. I'm going to start with putting these palettes in here. These are ones I pulled in for March that I want to keep in for April. These are the palettes that I did use in March, but I want to put them back in to try to use in April. Okay, so I'll start pulling out palettes that I want to put back in my collection. I think I'm going to put this one back, the Melt Cheese and Parties. I can put back, yeah, I can put this one back, the Odin's Eye and Lauren May Beauty Sea Talk palette. I want to keep that in. I can put this one back, the Odin's Eye and Makeup Just for Fun Flora Story palette. I'll put that one back. Sigma. I'll put this one back as well, Sigma Beauty and the Beast. I think I want to keep this one in the Alice Wonderland from Sigma. Keeping in my Jackie Aina. Want to keep in the Tiny Marvels. I think, yeah, I'll put back the Little Ghost palette from Odin's Eye and Angelic Ink Fist. I'll keep this one in for April, the Muse palette from Cosmic Beauty. And I'm ready, so I'm going to keep that in. I'm going to keep in the Chocolate Martini palette from Glamlight, keeping that in. The BH Lost in Los Angeles and Mimosa. I love this one. Keep in the Alice in Wonderland from ColourPop just because I want to use this year and I don't see myself using it in the summer or fall, so I need to use it. And the ColourPop Tinkerbell, pull this one. I want to use this one as well. Okay, so now I will pick out some more palettes to put in here. You can see everything. Okay, so I want to pull in my Melt 420 palette. I have not used this enough. I definitely need to use it more, so I'm going to pull this one in. Also the Melt Smoke Sessions palette I want to pull in. This is messy. I want to pull that one in. I should have pulled that one in from March, but let's see. I think I'll pull in the BH Blueberry Muffin palette. I usually just want to use this in the winter, but I like the colors in this. I like blue, so I think I'm going to pull this one in. I think I will pull in the Gourmand Girls and Stuff's Beauty Stash with a Vita palette. This is a fun one, so yeah, I'll put this one in. But I think that's everything I want to pull in. Now I'm gonna put these in my drawer. So yeah, this is not as many palettes as I normally bring in, but I kind of I like this selection, and I'm excited for what's in here. So yeah, that concludes the Shop My Stash for April. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your day to watch this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!